Hello, my brilliant starseeds. If this is your first time tuning into the channel, my name is Irene, and Greg, who's the cameraman, is obviously behind the camera. So we welcome you with open arms. So today we're gonna be making vegan chocolate salami, otherwise known in Cyprus as Doukissa. So this is a no-bake chocolate cookie cake, and I can't wait to give you the recipe. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so you will be notified every time we upload a video. Let's get in the kitchen. I almost forgot to tell you guys that this video is dedicated to my Torontonian friends, Alex, Dimitri, Mario, Natalie, Alina. This recipe is for you. I hope you guys enjoy it. So the first thing we're gonna do is, to a saucepan, you're going to add in 1/3 cup of coconut oil. Now, traditionally, people use actual butter for this, either vegan butter or regular butter, but I'm using coconut oil. Now, the next ingredient that we're going to be using is coconut butter, and this is going to help us keep the cake in form at room temperature. Now, what is coconut butter? For those of you who don't know, coconut butter, this is the brand I get. It's Bayona Original Coconut Bliss, and what it is the coconut meat is dried and then blended into rich coconut butter. So this is what you want to get. So we're going to be adding in 1/3 cup plus 1/4 cup of coconut butter, and we're going to let this melt on low heat. So with a spatula, I'm just mixing it up, waiting for it to melt so we can add the rest of the ingredients. So now that it's melted, we're going to go ahead and add in 1/2 cup of raw cacao powder. Yummy. So let's just whisk this up so it gets nice and combined. So all together, I'm adding 1 cup of sugar, but I'm gonna go in with 1/2 cup of brown sugar first, and 1/2 cup of white granulated sugar. So we're adding in about 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Now, this is not real Madagascar vanilla extract, but it's absolutely delicious, and during these times, we don't have the means to go out and get expensive vanilla, so this is what I'm using. So we're adding in 1 tablespoon. At this point, we're gonna add in 1 cup of soy milk, and also at this point, you could add in some rum as well. I don't have any on hand, but it would really taste delicious, and it's traditionally used as well in this recipe. So now we're gonna give it a good whisk. Just make sure all those ingredients are mixed together. And make sure that if you're using white sugar or brown sugar, that all of the granules have melted before you move on to the next step. So as soon as you see that the mixture is starting to boil, you can just turn off the heat. So this is the part now where we're gonna break up our cookies into the chocolate mixture. Now, you can use any kind of cookie you like. I'm using digestive cookies today because I think that they add a really nice flavor, but whatever vegan cookies you have on hand, you can use. Basically, what we have to do is break up the pieces. You don't want to mash the cookies because you want chunks of cookie in your cake. You can just break them up like this. Just make sure that you don't crush them into a fine powder because we don't want that. I have broken up all my cookies, and I'm just gonna throw them into the chocolate mixture. And by the way, I am using 400 grams of cookies. Now, this is the maximum amount of cookies that you wanna use for this recipe. Okay, so let's throw these cookies in. Okay, so we're throwing the cookies in, and what we're gonna do is, as soon as we throw all of the cookies in, we're just going to stir it up, because the whole point of this is that we want all of the cookies to absorb the chocolate goodness. With a spoon, you're just going to toss the cookies, making sure that all the cookies have chocolate on it, because the purpose of this is for the cookies to absorb all of this chocolate sauce. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave the cookies in here until the mixture cools down. So that might take 15 minutes. It might take 20, it might take 10, I'm not really sure. You just have to check and see if your mixture has cooled. While our recipe is cooling down, we're gonna make a very easy ganache frosting for our Doukissa, or for our chocolate salami, and it only has 3 ingredients. Let's do it. So we're just gonna break up some chocolate into a bowl. I'm using 150 grams of Lindt chocolate, and this is about 70% dark chocolate. So to the chocolate, I'm gonna add a cup of hot soy milk that I just heated. And we're just gonna let this sit for about a minute before we start stirring it up. I almost forgot the vanilla, so we're gonna add in about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And now we're gonna wait for a minute. So with a spoon or with a whisk, you just want to gently mix the mixture until it turns into a lovely ganache. Okay, so at this point, our ganache is starting to come together nicely and starting to thicken. And we really wanted a thin ganache because we are going to pour this all over our chocolate salami. So I just wanted to show you guys the consistency of this using a spoon. So it's a pourable consistency. It's not like a frosting, it's a ganache. And it's absolutely creamy and dreamy. So it's been 20 minutes and our mixture has cooled, not 100%, but it has cooled enough. So now we're placing a piece of parchment paper on a bread pan. And just gonna press it down. And now we're gonna take our mixture and just pour it in. Looking good. Smelling delicious. Now using the back of a spoon or a spatula, we're just going to press the mixture down, making sure that it's even. I'm gonna let this cool a little longer and then I'm going to place it into the freezer for about an hour to firm up. So it's been an hour and my chocolate salami is nice and firm. So I've taken it out of the freezer and also I've taken it out of the baking tray. Okay, so I placed my cake on a grill, and what I did was I placed a baking tray underneath just so that it can catch all the excess chocolate, okay? Because I didn't want any of the chocolate sticking to, like making a puddle basically around the cake. So here I go. Now I'm just going to drizzle all this. So this frosting is thin, and it's meant to be thin enough so that it sticks to the cake, but hugs it, you know? So it's not one of those really super thick frostings. This needs to hug it nicely. Oh, look at that, beautiful. And let's just do this part here, making sure that all the sides are covered as well. So you wanna work fast here, and you just wanna make sure that all the sides are covered. What we need to do now is let the frosting cool, and then we will place it back into the fridge. Moment of truth. Let's just cut off this end. Oh. Oh my God, look at it. It looks delicious. Okay, look how perfect the texture is on the inside. We're gonna go ahead and cut another piece. Yes. So thank you for watching yet another video. I hope you subscribe, and if you loved the video, I hope you smash that like button. And don't forget to share this video with your family and your friends if you loved it. So we'll see you guys next time.